From rags to riches that could make your head spin, this is the wild story of Roman Seleznev, the hacker who turned into a nightmare for banks and big companies across America.
Back in July 2014, the U.S. Secret Service gets this urgent tip. Roman's gearing up for a trip to the Maldives with his wife, and this is your golden shot to nab the world's most dangerous hacker.
The FBI jumps on it, but man, they remember their last screw-up like it was yesterday.
Earlier that year, in early 2014, they pinpointed his exact location, cooked up this airtight plan, sent their sharpest agents to tail him 24/7, surrounded his house like a fortress.
They knew every move he made, confirmed 1,000,000 times he was inside. Then bam, they storm in. But surprise, surprise, no trace of Roman. He vanished like smoke in the wind. Surprise, surprise.
The agents are losing their minds. How the hell does he disappear in seconds when he was there 5 minutes ago?
What really drove him nuts was this cocky note he left on the bed in one of the bedrooms. Big, bold letters saying, "Better luck next time."
That stunt hit the U.S. federal government right in the gut.
This son of a bitch.
Every time they got close, he'd slip away like he knew their playbook step by step. And yeah, he did, because he had top connections with high-up folks who fed him every FBI move coming his way. On top of that, his dad was a Russian parliament member with serious pull, so no matter what Roman pulled off, nobody could touch him.
Roman was playing cat and mouse with America and the FBI, hacking, stealing, bouncing locations like a ghost.
He wasn't some average hacker, no way.
He was a shadow behind the screens, slipping into bank systems and giant corporations, siphoning millions of dollars. Then, poof, gone without a trace. Security agencies chased him for years, couldn't pin him down.
Every country wanted him locked up, but no dice.
That's why the FBI swore this time they wouldn't let him slip through their fingers again. But there was this huge snag. Roman was in the Maldives, a place with no extradition treaty with the U.S. Grabbing him there could spark a massive international mess, but letting him go might mean no second chance. So, countries team up, led by America, to snag him. It turned into this espionage showdown with Russia. And the shocker? After they finally cuff him, they couldn't even keep him locked up.
Roman Seleznev escapes America's clutches and heads back to Russia on Vladimir Putin's private jet.
What's the deal between this hacker and the Russian president? Who the hell is Roman Seleznev anyway? How'd he climb to this level, becoming a terror for America's top banks and firms?
How'd his story end after years of cat and mouse, all because of one tiny slip he missed?
Picture this. Born on July 23rd, 1983, in Moscow, into a simple Russian family. Just a mom, dad, and tough times.
His dad, Vladimir Seleznev, was a low-level government worker, scraping by on a meager salary.
Around Roman's birth, they were dirt poor, barely making ends meet. Valerie had big dreams, though. He quit his job to start his own business, hoping to level up their life. But boom, it flops hard, wipes out all their savings. Tensions boil over between him and his wife. She can't take it anymore, files for divorce. The judge
gives her custody of Roman, and Valerie's stuck paying child support.
He pays on time, but it's peanuts. Barely covers food and rent for their tiny apartment.
Roman's mom has to grind through multiple exhausting jobs, low-pay gigs that leave her wrecked.
She'd leave Roman alone all day, come home drained, no energy to even chat about his day.
The constant stress breaks her. She spirals into drug addiction.
Her behavior flips. She's out late, acting erratic, yelling at Roman nonstop.
Their money situation hits rock bottom. Most of what she earns goes to drugs, leaving them with just the basics. Roman watches his mom change before his eyes, feeling helpless and crushed.
Imagine a kid under 10, mostly alone. Mom's buried in work and addiction. Dad's a ghost.
No family, no friends. Meanwhile, Valerie's life does a 180. He restarts the business, strikes gold, racks up profits, becomes a big-shot businessman, then a politician, even lands a seat in the Russian parliament.
He remarries, starts a new family, totally forgets about his first son.
Roman. Still struggling, but it doesn't tank his schoolwork.
Teachers see him as a genius, especially in math. He'd spend hours tackling complex problems just to challenge himself.
But smarts alone ain't enough. Home's a war zone. Mom's getting worse. Dad's non-existent.
That's when the resentment toward his dad starts brewing deep. He starts tutoring kids in math to save up for a computer, something to work on, make some cash.
He buys it, and bam, that machine becomes his only buddy. While other teens are out living it up carefree, Roman's diving into computer basics, programming, figuring out how the guts work.
He doesn't stop at surface stuff. He reads, experiments, fails, retries until he knows tricks even seasoned pros don't.
Math's his playground, logic his weapon, life's crap his fuel.
He had no clue this isolation would turn him into the world's deadliest hacker.
One day in 2001, Roman comes home from school, calls for his mom. No answer. Thinks she's crashed out or high.
Checks her room. Nothing.
Searches the place, finds her in the bathtub, lifeless, next to a bag of drugs. He shakes her. No response.
Panics, calls emergency services. After 45 minutes of CPR, the doc says she's gone.
That word shatters Roman. She was his everything. Mom, dad, friend.
No one else in his life.
He drops out of school, holes up for weeks. No food, no outside world. No money. Rent piling up.
Landlord calls, threatens eviction.
Roman's 18, broke, alone, clueless about his future.
In desperation, he fires up the computer, browses sites, forums.
Spots a photo of his dad, Vladimir Seleznev, now one of Russia's richest, on TV, cruising in luxury cars, living in a palace.
Roman explodes with rage.
He storms to his dad's mansion, watches from afar as Valerie comes and goes in fancy rides, his half-siblings decked in designer gear, laughing, no worries.
Roman, humiliated, broke. He heads home, vows if his dad forgot him, he won't forget.
He'll build his own empire, richer than his dad's. No help needed.
Back at the computer, he hunts for ways to make quick cash. Stumbles into dark web forums.
Lurks, learns, stealing credit cards, hacking accounts, funneling money. Not hard for him. He's got solid skills already.
Start small, forging phone cards.
Buys personal data off dark sites for cheap, hooks up with a local forger for fake IDs matching the data, slaps his photo on them.
Logs into victims' banks, drains them dry.
First haul, thousands of dollars.
Pays rent, buys clothes.
For the first time, he feels powerful, independent.
But money breeds greed, and greed opens dark doors you can't shut.
In his poor neighborhood, word spreads he's flush. One night, he comes home. Everything's stolen. Cash, clothes, watches, all gone. So he repeats the scam. Bigger. Soon, it's daily hustles.
One day at a restaurant with friends, he notices people swiping cards at the machine. Sparks an idea. Hack those POS terminals so any card swiped, he grabs the data, drains the accounts.
He obsesses all night, trials and errors, finally cracks it.
Steals $1.2 million. Not satisfied, greed pushes him further. He dreams of outriching his past.
Levels up, hacks systems, steals credit card data in mass, forges, drains, sells on dark web.
He launches his own site, NX, blows up fast.
Hackers buy from him in bulk.
Sometimes targeted data on specific people.
Demand skyrockets. Cash piles up faster than he imagined.
NX becomes the go-to global spot for any buyer's needs.
What set Roman apart? Sharp business smarts and balls of steel.
He targeted America, heavy on credit cards.
While other hackers hid, Roman had an edge. Connections in Russia's SSB, even in cybercrime units.
No fear of arrest.
By 2005, he's got multiple aliases on carding forums, deep web spots where hackers trade stolen cards.
Names like Incooks, Bulba, each a phase of ops hitting POS in restaurants and stores, harvesting data, bundling, selling wholesale. While others sold singles, Roman did bulk to gangs, street crews at cut rates, instant delivery, endless stock. He wasn't just a criminal. He built a crime factory, turning hacking into scalable business worth tens of millions, crushing thousands of small U.S. firms.
His tech was brutal. Malware on POS, snags card data during swipes, encrypts, sends to his servers, auto sorts, lists for sale.
Restaurants? Easy targets. Old systems, weak security.
He'd scan networks, plant hidden programs, harvest for months undetected. By discovery, thousands of cards sold. His sites? Pro level. Search by bank, type, limit, region. Reviews from other crooks on quality. Bulk discounts like legit e-commerce, but for crime.
Buyers range from small-time fraudsters making fakes to organized syndicates running citywide scams.
His ecosystem fueled global crime worth millions.
In 2005, he hits RBS WorldPay, a massive electronic payment firm exploding in popularity. Breaches their system, steals millions of cards, drains funds, sells data. Life flips, buys houses, luxury cars, travels, lives the dream he craved as a kid. Unlike his dad's legit wealth, Roman's built on American victims' pain. Small biz owners, chain restaurants, everyday folks clueless their data's sold to crooks worldwide.
He keeps hacking, marries, has 2 kids.
His rep among hackers and buyers, ironclad. But fame bites back. After relentless U.S. hits, especially that big processor breach, FBI dives in. Discovers over 500 hacked U.S. companies, 3,700 financial institutions hurt. Patterns emerge. Attacks from Russia. They have docs on his crimes, but not his real ID. Geography and politics block access. In 2009, FBI and Secret Service agents fly to Moscow, hand FSB a fat file of evidence, begging for help nabbing him. FBI's did sure Russia'll punish this guy, wrecking companies, restaurants, finances. But it just amps the U.S.-Russia beef, almost sparking World War III vibes. Russian intel uses the info, IDs Roman. Then weird twist. Roman posts on his dark side he's retiring, sells off data, shuts down. Russian cops drop the case. No more threat. But it wasn't some divine intervention. Through his sources, he learns U.S. and Russian cops are teaming up, closing in. He retires to dodge heat, tells folks he's set. Family, houses, cars, endless bank cash.
Truth? 2 months later, he's back. New alias, Track 2.
Attacks fiercer, like he just needed a breather to come back stronger.
Demand surges. He can't solo it, so he builds a hacker team, trains them his way, supervises.
Attacks resume. FBI investigates, links Track 2 to old patterns. This time, they go covert, no tipping Russia. In 2011, Nevada court indicts him for 2009-2011 restaurant hacks. Evidence solid, but worthless while he's in Russia. No extradition, plus Dad's clout shields him. For over 3 years post-indictment, Roman operates openly. U.S. intel knows, his dad knows, Russian authorities know, yet his cybercrimes roll on, millions flowing in while U.S. firms bleed losses.